Have you ever heard of a Skinwalker? Some people say they're just a Native American legend, but others swear they've seen them in the wild. Creatures that can take form of animals or even humans. Creepy, right? Like imagine walking in the woods and something that looks human, but isn't a human. Hey Haunt fam, welcome to the very first story on Horror Files. This isn't just another horror channel. It's a place where the stories you fear come alive. Every night, shadows hide secrets. And tonight, I'm going to tell you all one of them. Anyways, I came across this insane story on Reddit and I'm going to tell it to you all in my POV. Alright, so there's this place called Pinewood Forest. Dark, and honestly, it's the kind of place that just feels wrong the moment you hear about it. Everyone in the town says to stay away. Why? Because people disappear there. Like straight up vanish. No bodies, no clues, nothing. Just gone. The stories, they're not normal. Some say the forest eats you alive. Others whisper about the shadows that don't belong to anyone. For years, Pinewood has been locked off for our safety. But honestly, that only made it sound more tempting. And then there's me and my friends Maya, Tara, and the guys Dhruv, Kiran, and Rahul. We were like total 6 of them, and we all had just turned 18, fresh out of high school, of course, ready to do something stupid. So we made a decision. One night in Pinewood Forest, no backing out, just us, a couple of tents, and a place nobody else dares to step foot in. 6 friends, one forbidden forest, and a night none of us would ever come back from the same. So we packed all the things we needed. Kiran of course tried to be the responsible one, checking if we had a map and flashlights. And Dhruv was like, bro, Google Maps exists for a reason. But little did they know, Google Maps doesn't help when you're in the Pinewood Forest, where even birds lose GPS signal. Well, we reached around 4 p.m. and of course there was this big restriction sign which said, no trespassing. But of course, we did enter the forest. The trees were tall, the air smelled fresh, and for a second we all thought, maybe the whole cursed forest thing is just a dumb rumor. The deeper we walked, the forest started to feel different. The air got cooler, quieter, no birds, just silence. But we ignored it. By the time we found a spot to set up the camp, the sun was slipping down, and the shadows between the trees, they started looking way darker than normal. That's when the real story began. So by the time it was 9 p.m, we were all hungry. We pulled out all the snacks we packed and some instant noodles. Nothing hits like camp food when you're chilling in the woods. After eating, Rahul, who was always full of ideas, suggested a game. He said, let each one of us go a little into the woods and leave a mark so we know where we are, like tie a cloth to a tree or something. Then the next person has to go further than the last one. It sounded simple, like a way to map the woods, just in case. And of course, we all agreed. So Rahul was first to go. After a while, Rahul comes back pale, breathing hard, saying he heard weird noises, like whispers, but no one was around. Then he swore something moved right beside him in the shadows. And he said he wasn't joking. He was freaked out and told us to drop the whole idea. Everyone was low-key ready to quit, except Maya. Maya gets up all serious and she was like, we are not backing out now. We came this far. So I'm going. We all tried telling her it's risky, but she just disappeared into the woods. And then we waited for her. 15 minutes. Then 20 minutes. But Maya never returned. Anxiety at this point hit different. We grabbed our torches, voices shaking and hearts pounding. We had to find her now. And the forest wasn't just dark anymore. It felt alive. Every sound, every snap of a branch made us jump. It was like the woods themselves were watching us. and waiting for us to come. And that's when the real nightmare started. We kept calling out Maya's name. 30 minutes had passed. No sign of her. Each second, hope drained out of us until all that was left was fear. Did we just lose Maya? Just as we were standing there totally hopeless and helpless, we suddenly heard footsteps crunching through the leaves. All of us spun around, and there she was, Maya. But something wasn't right. Her face looked wrong, almost, stretched and distorted. Her hair was tangled and messed, and she seemed taller than usual. Her eyes didn't look like Maya's at all. They were dark, with no spark. Her back was weirdly arched. For a second, I honestly didn't know if I was looking at my friend or at something else entirely. We started asking her questions, if she was okay and where was she all this time. But she didn't answer. She straight up ignored us, just turned around and started walking in the opposite direction, deeper into the woods. We tried stopping her, but she wouldn't listen. She kept walking, slow and super creepy. With literally no other choice left, we all followed. As we went behind her, the temperature started dropping, and it was way colder than it should have been. Out of nowhere, all our torches flickered and turned off, leaving us in total darkness. For a second, pure panic took over, everyone trying to switch the lights back on. Eventually, we got one torch working, but Maya was gone. We turned around searching, our hearts pounding so loud, and that's when we heard it. A sick noise, like something being torn apart, and someone chewing on something so loud. We turned, and what we saw will haunt me forever. Maya's real body lay shredded on the ground, stomach ripped open, blood soaking the earth in a way I never want to see again. That creature, that thing wearing Maya's face, or you can say which looked like Maya, was now ripping chunks out of her, chewing loud, its jaw working fast and animal-like. It was Maya, but not Maya. I started running. I ran as fast as I could, not thinking about anything except getting out of this forest. I heard my friends shouting and screaming, but every time I looked back, I couldn't see anyone. It felt like the forest was swallowing them up, eating them off. The screams would just stop, like someone hit mute. My legs were hurting, but I didn't stop. I just kept running, not looking back, not saying anything, just running for my life. When I finally made it out of the trees, out of that forest, I realized I was alone. I was the only one who escaped. Everyone else was gone. The very next day, I brought the police straight to the Pinewood Forest. They searched everywhere. All they found was Maya's body. The others, they were never found. One of the police officers came up to me. He looked a little serious, and he asked me, "Do you know why we put those restriction signs up?" And of course, I stayed quiet. And he said, "Because what lives in there doesn't just kill. It takes your face, your voice, your shape. They're called skinwalkers."